Aleximo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 10 of the Crush Card Cup. I'm Aleximo, joined by Mr. Joseph Rothschild, MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! Himself for another electrifying commentary. Oh boy, do we have a good one for you. So this is an X2 match, getting towards the last rounds here of the tournament. There's only 11 rounds of Swiss before we cut to Top Cut here. So these players are fighting for their tournament life. We have Arkaidy playing Mekk-Knight Invoked, a deck that we've seen a little bit of in the past, playing up against several different decks previously. But we have a deck that we have not yet featured, and that is Josh playing Zoodiac.
Oh!
Joseph.
Oh, this was billed to me as, Joseph, you're gonna love this one, and I gotta tell you, I do. Zoodiac is such an interesting deck right now. It operates as a super specific advantage engine for what amounts to a stun deck, and I'm excited to see how it plays.
So we have a copy of Tenki grabbing a copy of Whiptail. That is the main disruptor of the deck, being able to be used for a ton of battle phase tricks and banishing, but also a good source of removal. We're going to use the effect of Thoroughblade here, which on summon allows us to cycle a card by discarding a Zoodiac card and drawing another one. And now we just start the overlay game. So we're going to go for Chakanine and immediately detach that to get our Thoroughblade back to the field. I believe the effects are negated though. And now we go for our newly unbanned queen, Zoodiac Dryden.
This is actually pretty interesting. They drew into Rat Pier and elected not to do the turn 1 Mekk-Knight combo, valuing Dryden over that. I honestly think that might be correct.
Yeah, I mean, it's very conservative. This impermanence is going to deal with that, unfortunately, unless that set card is like Trap Jammer or something, which they're not going to be playing.
We're going to chain the Dryden to target Tenki. Ooh, telegraphing the availability of evenly matched later on in the game.
Potentially. So here we go. Magical Meltdown now coming down from Arkaidy. We're going to see some typical Invoke shenanigans here. I mean, I just can't believe Dryden is legal again. This is so crazy to me. And here we are. They're both X2 in the Crush Card Cup. If this deck makes top 16, I might lose my mind.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's really spooky because Zoodiac is actually quite strong. I mean, a lot of people undervalue it, but it's consistency and availability of really powerful monsters like specifically Mekk-Knight is a really, really good sell.
So here we go. We saw the Alistair meet a Ash Blossom from Josh's side here. We're going to link that off, though, into a copy of Almirage. Now we get to go for a Mekk-Knight Purple Nightfall. You know, now we get to dip into the Mekk-Knight half of the deck. We're going to use that effect to banish it to add a copy of Blue Sky. Blue Sky will now hit the field, being able to add another card, presumably, since there is one card in Josh's column. We're going to get a copy of Indigo Eclipse here, and now it looks like we're going to link that Almirage off for a Secure Gardna, and maybe make our own column so we can summon that Indigo Eclipse. Oh, Gizmekkaku actually coming down here. Okay, this is a card we have yet to see. This card is incredibly powerful.
Oh yeah, I mean, certainly this deck is aiming to play against something that is not Zoodiac. You know, you want to be eating your opponent's monsters with this for the most part, but making your own in a pinch is not that bad.
Yeah, but Gizmek is just absurd. I mean, you can special summon it if there's a monster in the extra monster zone, whether you or your opponent. It's effectively Thousand Eyes Restrict, and then if it eats something in battle, it's able to then summon whatever it ate with its Thousand Eyes Restrict effect. Not to mention, it's 2750 attack. It's gigantic, and for this deck, it's also fire, which means you have Purgatrio plays. Very interesting tech in Arkaidy's deck here.
And of course, they drew the Invocation. Every Invoked player always does. And I believe this is actually lethal. A defense position Dryden does not stand up very well to a Purgatrio.
You know, I was gonna say, I'm sure someone in the comment section will be able to go back through all the Mekk-Knight Invoked matches and be able to count how many times when Alistair got Ash, they still had the Invocation anyway, and I would guarantee it would be 100%.
I was gonna say, yeah, 100% easy.
Alright, so here we go. Looks like we're gonna be going into battle phase here, and Josh, unfortunately, is gonna be scooping it up, so we're going into game 2. Not really a good demonstration of Zoodiac, but maybe we'll see something in the following 2 games here.
Make Mekk-Knight. You know what the deck is. They don't have a clean out to it. You've got to go for it. Ooh, forcing the Mekk-Knight opponent to go first, and that paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. That is one of the big weaknesses of Mekk-Knight Invoked, is that if they do not draw the Invoked half of the deck specifically, they are going to be without many, if any, plays whatsoever going into their turn if they go first. But now we get to see Zoodiac go second. Oh wow, this is funny. So we're seeing Thoroughblade met with Ghost Ogre.
Take me back to 2017, man. This is amazing.
I was about to say, like, Ghost Ogre hasn't been played in so long. Now,
Bunny Blast!
will still get to resolve. Yeah, he's playing Bunny Blast. Now, to be fair, Zoodiac Barrage is at 1 now.
Yeah.
So I could actually see justifying playing Bunny Blast, but this Pot of Desire is getting met with Ash Blossom now. Oh my god, but he hard drew the Barrage! He's the best player!
Easiest game of my life, folks. And I mean, this is why Zoodiac was so powerful for so long. It can play through almost infinite hand traps. Ash Blossom was legal during this format, and no one played it.
So what's interesting is that Barrage is specifically weak to both Ogre and Ash, and Josh was able to bait out both of those.
When are we seeing the Shuffle Reborn?
Yeah, if we see Shuffle Reborn, I'm just going to lose it. But here we go. Thoroughblade going to trigger here. We're going to go ahead and pitch that Ram to draw a card. There can be only one, though, being flipped up here from Arkaidy side. That's going to prove to be a little bit difficult since it makes it so that players can only have monsters of the same type, or excuse me, different types on the board, excuse me. If it was same type, Zoodiac wouldn't care.
Yeah, Goza Match famously pretty good in that deck.
Yeah, so Thoroughblade just going to swing for 16, and we're just going to pass.
That's not good.
We're going to see, and there's a meltdown off the top. That's exactly what Arkaidy wanted to see here. If this isn't an Ash Blossom coming down from Josh, this might be very bad. Okay, so good, there's an Ash.
It doesn't matter. The Invocation's already in hand.
I was about to say, does he have it?
Oh my god! He's the greatest player in the history of time.
Okay, now does Josh have like Ghost Spell? No, he doesn't. Okay, I was about to say that would be like the ultimate counter to that there. We're gonna banish the Ghost Ogre as well as the Alistair, so that way we're able to get Mekka to the board. Mekka is going to be a very annoying threat for Josh to have to deal with in this deck. Not the end all be all. There are ways to deal with it, but it's still going to be annoying nonetheless. Gonna go to battle phase, just swing over this Thoroughblade for 900 damage total, and we're gonna go back to Josh here. Oh, and evenly matched in the end phase.
That's fantastic. Okay, there's no way they don't just keep there can be only one. Like, that's definitely the play.
Let's see. So obviously you get rid of Meltdown. This is tough. I think there's an argument either way. Okay, so he's going to keep there can be only one.
And in main phase 2 he says, I'll still pass. All you need is really one out to that card, and it's easy to win. And what do you know? Drawing it off the top.
Cosmic Cyclone off the top, and now does he have a Zoo to follow it up? Let's see. And he does! Whoa. He has a Whiptail! Okay, this is really big now. Yeah, because now he can go through the whole gamut of Zoodiac monsters. He can go into Tiger Mortar to reattach Thoroughblade to make this a very big Dryden by the end of it. So it'll be 2,800. Dryden can pop anything. Chakanine can also do stuff. Is he able to actually maybe go into Mega-Clops here?
I'm not super researched on the combos, but you need a way to like natively pop Ram while using your normal summon, and it looks like that is actually what they're going for. It might work.
Dryden is a way to natively pop Ram, so we'll just have to see. We're going to detach for the effect of Dryden to pop a card, pop Ram, bring back the Chakanine, and now we're going to use Tiger Mortar over Dryden. We can replace the Tiger Mortar, use Tiger Mortar's effect to replace its material with another one. So we're going to go ahead and put Ram underneath our Chakanine here, and now we can use Chakanine's effect to detach Ram and get a Dryden to the field, and just like that, we have a Mega-Clops, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's see the Nibiru. Asking for summon, okay. Yeah, this card is not affected by other cards' effects. I sure hope you have a rank 4 in that extra deck of yours.
Can I just say, I love how this has become the win condition for Zoodiac.
Oh, yeah. It's hilarious. And 2, it's actually a really hard card to deal with.
Yeah, this card is insane. I mean, the immunity it has to other monster effects, the 4K attack body it comes with, I mean... Jeez, there's just some decks that really don't have an answer to this, but we know he has the Alistair in hand, so that's going to at least start him off pretty nicely here. We're going to go ahead and link that off for an Almirage. That gives our Alistair in Grave. We can have our Invocation next, depending on what else we have in hand.
Wow, this is frustrating. Even if they can manage a monster with 4,000 attack, this card has Battle Protection. I mean, I honestly don't see a way out for Invocation, aside from just setting Alistair 8 turns in a row.
I was about to say, like, you'd have to have, like, double Alistair on, like, Mekka, but, like, even then, like, that seems, like, way too optimistic.
And that just gets over it. It doesn't even destroy the card.
Exactly, right. That's my point. So, that's difficult. We're going to go for an Invocation here, banish the Ash Blossom out of Josh's graveyard. We're going to get rid of Alistair as well. Get our Purgatrio in defense mode.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to do, really?
I think we're just going to have to play the defense game here, but that Almirage is sitting in attack, so we're going to have to do... actually, Almirage can just tribute itself off,
right.
so I guess that's not really too big a deal. So we're just going to set one and pass here. We're going to see what Josh has. We're going to flip a There Could Be Only One, so we're not going to be seeing any more... well, actually, this is a machine, so he could still summon a zoo, but any zoo that he summons will be the only zoo monster that he can summon because they're all Beast Warriors. We're going to use the effect of Mekk-Knight.
And people forget, Mekk-Knight's effect is not only the immunity from everything, but also the ability to further extend in Zoodiac specifically. Says you can't resolve it. Why is that? He's machine? Yes, and all of the monsters in the graveyard are Beast Warriors, right. We're going to get that Trident, tuck something under it, and that's enough.
Yeah, so that's just the end of the game at that point. I was about to say, I didn't really see too much of an issue there, but that's... Arkaidy's already seen enough, and now we are going to game number 3. Arkaidy obviously going to want Zoodiac to go first here. I think everyone watching this is probably rooting for Zoodiac to win, unless you are a devout Mekk-Knight Invoked player.
Or unless you, lived through 2017, and the last thing you want is to see these cards playable again.
That's true.
I almost want to go for the turn 1 Mekk-Knight's play, but it is so specifically weak to exactly Lightning Storm that I would consider just not doing it.
I mean, it's tough, though, because, as we've said, I don't even know how Mekk-Knight Invoked is able to deal with this card. So, we'll have to see. He does need a very specific setup here, so let's see if he can get there in any case.
Well,
so
this won't do it.
Right.
You do need to spend your normal on something just a little bit better than Thoroughblade with no effect, so it looks like we're just going to make a 4-mat Trident and call it a day.
He could have had Barrage, that's why I didn't want to jump ahead of myself
Right,
there.
right.
But, yeah, 3 material Trident, and we're just going to set one and pass. Well, this doesn't lose to Lightning Storm, necessarily.
Right, yeah. I mean, pretty hard telegraphing the effect of Whiptail in hand here. Obviously, what made Zoodiac so powerful was it could always threaten banishing with the effect of Broad Bull searching Whiptail. With Broad Bull still banned, that's less relevant, but sometimes you hard draw it.
To be fair, I think a lot of us are glad that Broad Bull is still
Oh,
banned.
me for sure.
Yeah. So, wow, just a set 4 pass from Arkaidy.
Huh. This is interesting.
Okay.
So at least one of those has got to be There Can Be Only One, in which case you're just going to start attacking with Trident.
Right, so here we go, going to battle phase. We're just going to swing for 16 here. Not too much damage, but it puts Arkaidy on like a 5-turn clock, I guess.
It's something.
It's something. Yeah, Trident's still like pretty threatening if Arkaidy didn't really draw much to work with here. And he's just going to pass again. Are we going to ride this all the way on a lone copy of Zoodiac Trident?
I mean, you don't really want to pull the trigger on activating anything else, knowing the plays that Mekk-Knight Invoked has the potential to perform. But at the same time, if you're the Mekk Invoked player, you don't want to give this Trident a free activation. You don't want to accidentally run into something like a Whiptail. I mean, I kind of like both players' play here, and I don't know who it favors because they've got a lot of time before that damage racks up.
Yeah, so now we're going to be seeing a set card from Arkaidy here, and now we're going to go Mind Control.
Okay.
Oh, man. So that's going to allow the Thoroughblade, or excuse me, the Zoodiac Trident to get through for another hit here. Let's take a look at that set card. It is a Ghost Ogre.
That's a good one. Ghost Ogre can activate on field. And Jamin saying, here is the Ogre. Yeah, activating Trident would have been particularly bad.
Oh, I love this. He's flipping up the Ghost Ogre so he can use Barrage to pop his opponent's Ogre so he gets to keep Barrage for another turn, and it looks like it's resolving.
This is interesting. I would have expected if you set a Ghost Ogre, you'd have another one in hand, but wow, Whiptail on field is a fantastic time to flip up that copy of There Can Be Only One. Let's see it.
Now, the thing is, even if he has There Can Be Only One, Trident can just pop it.
Yeah, I mean, we can just quick effect put Whiptail under the Trident, even if you don't want to activate the effect of Trident.
Right, and it looks like that's what we're going to do here. Josh is going to just use the effect of Whiptail, put it under Trident. Trident is now a 2,800 attacker.
Oh, yeah.
And just like that, Arkaidy's on a 2-turn clock with this Trident. We're going to see an impermanence here, though.
I think you're pretty happy about that. Seeing it at a time that you don't lose your monster? Absolutely.
Yeah, so it does make the attack of Trident 0, but it still will be able to pop stuff during the opponent's turn, so I think you're feeling pretty good that you made your opponent waste an Imperm, and notably, that Imperm is now out of the column for that card set next to Barrage, specifically.
Yeah, we're almost out of Mekk-Knight columns. Wow, another set card. And another set monster. I mean, they have to have drawn every hand trap in the deck, and the Zoodiac player has given them no good opportunities to activate them.
So during the end phase here, we're going to see Dryden pop the There Can Be Only One. There could be another one back in Arkaidy's back row to deny this barrage from being able to be used. We see a Tenki here from Josh, so that's going to allow him to get another Whiptail or another Thoroughblade to his hand. Looks like he's going to go for Thoroughblade. And we're going to normal summon this Thoroughblade. This will definitely see an activation of There Could Be Only One if one exists. We're going to have to see if there's an effect as well on Josh's side. No effect.
Okay, sounds good. And I mean, all of these monsters have piercing, so no real reason to fear anything.
Yeah, so we're going to go into battle. Dryden's going to get hit with another Infinite Impermanence, funny enough.
Okay.
On attack declaration. And so Ash Blossom will now get flipped up. The Ash Blossom will survive because Dryden has 0 attack. Thoroughblade doesn't have enough attack to hit over it. Actually, excuse me, I think the Dryden has 100 attack from the Tenki.
Yeah, this is an irreparable game state from this position.
Game lost. Just kidding. It's perfectly fine. We're going to go for Zoodiac Chakanine here over the Thoroughblade now. We can use that effect to detach and resurrect one of our Zoodiac monsters.
Ooh.
We're just going to get Thoroughblade back here.
I would be careful here. This seems like an easy way to accidentally lose to Nibiru.
I was going to say, we're going to go for Daruma
Love it.
though.
This is a way to pop your used Tenki and one of your opponent's set cards.
So we're going to see if this gets... Okay, so this is going to be met with There Could Be Only One. It happens to be a Beast Warrior. Unfortunately, I think if you had to pick between Dryden or Daruma, you're going to keep both, because Cosmic Cyclone just got flipped up.
Good enough. Oh, wow, and now you get to eat the last one. Your opponent's left on a hand trap and nothing else. This is fantastic for the Zoo player.
Yeah, so Daruma going to target Tenki and Arkaidy's back row. So there goes a super polymerization. Is there even a valid target here?
I can't think of one. Maybe you were trying to fiend the Mekk-Knight and a Zoodiac into a copy of Muddragon. Are they both Earth?
I believe Mekk-Knight is Earth, so potentially... that feels like a bit optimistic, but here
really
comes
yeah.
Here comes a purple Nightfall, though, so, I mean, Arkaidy
so
finally
late.
gets to do something. Yeah, very late. We get to attack over this Daruma at the very least. No activation from Dryden here at all, being very conservative with that pop. We're going to set a card here, and we're going to potentially go to end phase, and we're going to pass play back to Josh.
Yeah, under no real threat to actually do the Dryden effect here. You can go to battle phase, walk over the Mekk-Knight Purple Nightfall. If they chain out in response, you can tag it with your Dryden, but Pankratops as well. Gosh, imagine getting to summon Pankratops because your opponent set a hand trap.
I know. I was just about to say, that's the reason why he did not pop that Purple Nightfall, because he wanted this Pankratops to hit the field, and now here comes a Zoodiac Whiptail. Things are not looking good for Arkaidy here, and Zoodiac might be on the verge of walking away with this one. We're going to start tagging up on the Zoodiac Xyz, go for Borbo, then Tiger Mortar. Tiger Mortar is going to detach Borbo to get the Thoroughblade back, so now we have two 2,800 piercing Banishers, in addition to this Pankratops here.
And notably, that's 4. You got to stop right now.
Yes, and it looks like that's exactly what Josh is doing. We're going to battle phase. Pankratops going to swing over this copy of Purple Nightfall. The Tiger Mortar is going to swing over Ash Blossom with piercing, and now this might be the end of the game.
They're 1,000 down. 900 life points is all they have to work with. It's very possible.
900. Yeah, and end phase evenly matched, but that's met by Solemn Judgment.
Whoa.
Oh my god. That was Arkaidy's lifeline, putting everything into that evenly matched, and the Solemn Judgment coming in clutch just in time. Here comes a Terraforming. That gets met with Ash Blossom. Didn't even need it. End of battle phase declared.
Bluffing it.
But the Invoked Mekk-Knight player did have the invocation, as we thought, because, you know, they always do. But Zoodiac, ladies and gentlemen, moving on with an X2 record, 8-2 in the Crush Card Cup. Only one round stands in between Josh and the top 16.
Please make top 16 with this deck. Please, I have to cast more of this.
Guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you in the next match.